Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back to NLTI's YouTube channel. I am Manish Gupta, the founder of National Law Training Institute and currently in my final year at the National Law School Bangalore. So today we have another NLSAT topper with us. We have Gauri who got an amazing All India rank of 16 in NLSAT 2025. This year, interestingly, I'm not sure Gauri if even you know this, but there were two All India rank 16s. There were another student, NLTI enrolled students only, Bhumi Bohara. She was also All India rank 16 and you also were All India rank 16 with the same score. So till now, they used to change the ranking based on Part B scores, but I think this year they ended up giving the same rank to both of you. So Gauri, over to you. Tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you come from? Where have you done your graduation from? Your schooling, the stream you took, and how did you stumble upon NLSAT and ultimately choose to do law?
Okay. First of all, thanks for having me, Anish. And the news about AIR 16 was really new to me. I didn't know there was another AIR 16 this year.
Yeah.
My name is Gauri, and I'm from Mumbai. I have done my graduation in. I have actually done a BSc and BSc in Food, Nutrition, and Dietetics. So I'm a dietitian, a qualified dietitian. I
Okay.
graduated in 2023, and after that, I did internships with hospitals as a nutritionist, as a dietitian. And then I decided to attempt UPSC. So I took 1 year break for that. And during that
Hmm.
preparation, actually, I stumbled upon NLTI and actually NLSAT.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So when you were
So
preparing for UPSC, so did you drop your UPSC preparation and then took up NLSAT and law, or did you continue NLSAT preparation along with UPSC preparation?
no, I did both simultaneously. So I was preparing for UPSC and additionally I started for NLSAT. It was around December end that I came to know about NLSAT, and after that I started preparation.
So if I understand the trajectory clearly, you completed your graduation in 2023. Then for 1 year, you took up internships and other roles at multiple hospitals. So you continued your work profile. After that, you took a break and started preparing for UPSC. You prepared for some time for UPSC, and then in December this year, you came across NLSAT, like December 2024. So you prepared for around 3 to 4 months properly for NLSAT, right?
Yes, that's right.
So in the period you were preparing for NLSAT, you were also preparing for UPSC.
Sure.
So how did you manage both the things together? Like NLSAT preparation might entail a lot of different things than UPSC preparation. So how did you reconcile both the things?
True. Firstly, when I started preparing for NLSAT, there was very little time left for NLSAT. So
Yeah.
my main focus, because actually I'll tell you, when I googled about NLSAT, last year's exam was, I guess, in month of March. So if that had happened, I would only have had 2 or 3 months maximum in my hand. So
Yeah.
main focus was consumed by NLSAT. Fortunately, this year the exam was in April end, so I got 1 month grace. But
Hmm.
so main focus was NLSAT, and UPSC took a little bit back burner.
Okay. Right. So will you continue your UPSC preparation now, or you have decided that no UPSC, I will take up law?
Well, that depends firstly on results. But since now I have got admission in NLSIU, so yes,
Hmm.
I'll continue with law. We'll see what
Okay.
happens later.
Understandable. So Gauri, we'll talk about your strategy for how you prepared for NLSAT. So we'll first start with Part A. So what was your strategy for Part A? How did you improve your reading speed? How did you read from diverse sources? Like how did you build your foundation, reading speed, reading comprehension for Part A?
Okay, so first of all, since I come from science background, I'm not used to a lot of reading. So
Hmm.
that was something I had to work on. And for
Yeah.
that, daily newspaper reading. I mean, not page to page, not like every article you have to read, but I
Hmm.
used to read explained sections or the editorials. They helped a lot. And actually, that's added bonus because it helps with your current affairs as well.
Right.
So that's how I worked on my writing speed. For part A, my target was to finish part A within 60 minutes. And I was doing that during the mock, but it did not happen in exam. I took nearly 1 hour, 10 minutes. So
Okay.
that was a little bit shocker in the exam. Because in mocks, every time I used to complete, I mean, with OMR filling, I used to complete in
Hmm.
55 minutes, 60 minutes maximum. So
Okay.
that was one thing. So completion of part A in 60 minutes was the target. And for the reading speed, as you asked, there are a lot of passages, 7 passages to be certain. And I used to skim read each of them. So let's say I used to keep one thing in mind, that we are not here to read some story and enjoy it. And no, you have to skim it and then you have to attempt the questions. That was
Yeah.
the main strategy. And for
Right.
questions also, I personally decided this, that for MCQs, you have to like establish maximum amount of time which you will devote for one MCQ.
Hmm.
Don't go beyond that. Otherwise, you will be stuck on that one question only. So that was
Right.
the thing.
Yeah. So Gauri, what was your strategy for GK? What I am assuming is, since you were preparing for UPSC also, your GS or GK must be strong anyways. But how did you specifically prepare for the GK that is asked in NLSAT examination? And the GK that came, was it as per your expectations?
Okay, for GK, yes, I was preparing for UPSC, so I had access to a lot of UPSC related GK. But that
Hmm.
GK is little different from what we use here for NLSAT, because
Yeah.
UPSC goes in a lot of details about many different things. It is not the same case with NLTI or NLSAT.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
for my current affair preparation this year, what I will say is I'll relied completely on the booklets which you had provided, monthly current affair essentials. If I'm
The
right
GK
about the
Gazette.
name,
The GK
yes,
Gazette
the
that we
GK
provide.
Gazette. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So, and the best part was the questions at the end of each gazette on
Hmm.
all the topics that were covered. So I
Yeah.
used to solve those questions, because solving questions is what actually makes you remember. Otherwise,
Yeah.
reading, you might not remember each and every detail. But if you get a question wrong, then you'll remember it always. That yes, I
Yeah.
stumbled here, and this is the correct answer for that question. So that GK
Yeah.
Gazette helped a lot, especially question solving.
Huh.
And second thing which I did was I analyzed the previous year papers for NLSAT, and also the
Hmm.
sample papers which the university had provided. I tried
Yeah.
to figure out certain themes from them. For example, like sports or the Oscars or
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Nobel laureates, they tend to ask questions on these themes. So I prepared
Yeah.
them accordingly.
Right. Gauri, so we'll move on to part B now, since more or less we have covered part A. I'd like to start with time management. So you said you were taking around 55 to 60 minutes when you were solving part A in mocks, but then you ultimately ended up taking around 70 minutes in the final paper. So how did you manage your time at that particular moment? Since this is the final paper, you can panic, you might be very anxious, but you held your calm. You did not let all these feelings sway you away. You cracked the exam and got an ordinary rank 16. So tell the future aspirants how you managed your time, when even when you overshot your target of 60 minutes, when you ended up taking 70 minutes in part A. How did you ultimately calm yourself down and manage the time finally?
Okay, yes, that was a major issue in during my exam, because I did not expect I would exceed that 60-minute deadline which I had set for myself. And one more
Yeah.
problem is I I write a little slow, maybe, or I take more time for part B, that I knew for sure. So when
Hmm.
I was at like 1 hour, 10 minutes, and I had just completed my part A, I was literally panicking. But what I did at that time is do not think what the time is, just keep reading, keep solving, keep reading, keep answering. If you wait there and think, oh my God, the time I have overdid it, and what will happen then it's not going to help you. Just go to other section, start reading, start writing. That is the only way you can come out of it. So I did that.
Hmm.
And one more thing I did was, after I completed 4 legal reasoning questions, I switched to essay first.
I see.
The
Okay.
reasoning being essay carries more marks. So I
Yeah.
completed my essay and then came back for the fifth question. And ultimately, I was able to complete the paper right on time, like maybe
Hmm.
1 minute before.
Yeah.
But I was able to complete it, and that is, I guess, one of the major plus points for me getting selected this year, because many
Yeah.
people I know were not even able to complete their
Complete the
paper in
paper.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gauri, so what was your time management like in with respect to each question? एक question को solve करने में कितना time लिया आपने? Like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. What was your time distribution in part B?
Okay, for part B, for every question, I used to take around 12 to 13 minutes.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Reading was faster, first reading. It took only 2 or 2.5 minutes. But after that, I had to think, form arguments, and then write. All the
Yeah.
other rest of the time was used for that.
Hmm. ठीक है. Gauri, one more question. So, would you suggest future aspirants to focus on writing more answers or writing longer answers, or would you suggest that write short but with a better quality?
No, I will say write as many answers as you can. Uh,
Okay.
and time it well. From the, okay, for first, let's say 15, 20 answers, you focus on content. Do not look at the clock just yet. But
Hmm.
after that, every time you write an answer, clock it and write as many answers as you can. Because
Hmm.
what I think is, in actual exam, when you are presented with a question, there are two things which matter. First, you have
Yeah.
to read it. Second, you have to form arguments. Third, you have to pick one side. So when you read it, maybe you in your brain you form arguments for both the sides. So you have to
Hmm.
pick one of them, which one is better or which one do you feel for genuinely, and then you have to write 3 to 4 arguments for each of it. So write
Yeah.
as many answers as you can, because it's the practice that will help you do all these steps as quickly as possible in exam.
Yeah. Right. Gauri,
Yes,
so we'll move on to the final question of this interview. We'll not keep you waiting here for long. So can you tell future aspirants about the role of NLTI in your preparation? So as I can see, you joined us around January 10th. So you were there with us for almost 4 months. So what role did we play in your preparation? Did you find us useful, and would you recommend NLTI to future NLSAT aspirants?
definitely. For my entire preparation, I was completely dependent on NLTI. I did not go use any other material from any other coaching institute. So it was NLTI completely. And I'll tell you the reason for this trust or this exclusivity. It is
Hmm.
that because NLTI is done by students of NLSIU. You guys have gone through this process, and you know what is actually expected in that exam. So that is
Yeah.
why I completely relied on NLTI. And yes, I will definitely recommend it to anyone who is interested and who actually I would strongly suggest that please enroll in NLTI, because these guys know what they are doing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Gauri, and thank you so much for taking out time and agreeing to give this interview. We are very proud of your achievement, and it really fills our heart to see that you were able to crack the exam just in 4 months of preparation. And we look forward to seeing you on campus and meeting you. So, thank you again, and congratulations on getting this feat. We are very proud of you. And again, thank you so much for this session.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks again.